Hey everybody and welcome! It is episode 47 of the Addicted to Loot podcast. I am your solo host today, aka... Hey everybody and welcome! It is the Addicted to Loot podcast episode 47. I am Atomic Zero, your solo caster for today. Unfortunately, Tamauti, both from feeling ill and just life in general, was unable to join us this week. But of course, he will be back very, very soon. Don't you worry about it. And of course, well, life has been kind of unkind in terms of letting me try to get out this podcast this week. So this is going to be a super short podcast, but I wanted to do it this week. There's at least one big news announcement, and I want to get out some community spotlights that I did get the pleasure of having a key given to me for to actually, review and, just play. I actually started doing a little bit of Let's Plays on them, but I digress. The big news piece that I wanted to get out this week is that the Steam Summer Sale is here. It is finally here. It actually is right frickin' now. Right today. It is, this is Thursday the 22nd, just in case anyone gets this in the future. Steam Sale going on now. Always love the Steam Sale. I can already hear my wallet start to cry. I got my first email from the Steam Sale, and it was, hey, 14 games on your wish list are on sale, so I'm going to be checking that out. I know Tom's going to be checking it out, so I'd be interested to hear what everyone gets on the Steam sale this year. It's always fun to see the trends of older games that get bought up, as well as some of the newer games that just kind of have a 30-40% sale. So I'd be interested to hear what everyone out there thinks about the Steam Summer Sale this year. Now, getting into my community spotlight, I have two games that I want to talk about under the community spotlight. Two tinier indie developers, indie games, but both are extremely good, actually. So the very first one I want to talk about is called Depth of Extinction. This is from HOF Studios. I talked about this game before. This game is a type of game that tries to emulate games such as XCOM 2, or just even XCOM, Shadowrun, and just other kind of tactical strategy, real or turn-based sci-fi games ultimately. And I can say it's very, very similar to any one of those games. It's a great game. I actually played the beta a long time ago off of itch. It was a free beta. Really wasn't super thrilled with it. Wasn't super impressed. It was good. Just wasn't anything to write home about. Well, I actually got the chance to get a key for the final release version that is available on itch right now. If you want to go on itch and get the full release version. It actually got a lot better. I mean, it got a lot better at the release version. And it is, I would say it's even less, or even more harsh than XCOM on you, because I remember my very first mission, I basically had two people just get murdered, and I'm surprised I even made it out with anybody. But if you're the type of person that likes XCOM and just doesn't have anything to fill the void right now, or just don't want to keep playing XCOM with all the new mods, whether it's, Halo, Mass Effect, whatever the heck you want to do with the mods, I would say it's a very fitting game. It's a game that I'm hoping to keep on playing once I have the time to record a few more videos. This weekend's not going to look good. Maybe next week I should be able to get a few more on. I actually did do a YouTube video, for kind of a first impressions thing on Depth of Extinction. It kind of shows the very beginning of the game as well as the first two missions. And I think it's a good representation of what the game is. I feel like if you went on, watch the video, join me for it, you'd probably have a pretty good idea. The game, the artwork is kind of very dark, pixelated, sci-fi, because the whole premise of this game is that it's an underwater world that is way into the future, and things are going wrong, ultimately. So you are a tactical squad going into these areas, trying to fulfill a mission, which could range from rescue, hey, we're just investigating this noise, oh no, this base on the outskirts of the sector is going down, so on and so forth. So there is a bunch of different types of enemies. I've only ever played androids and kind of raiders, if you will. And like I said, the tacticalness of this is actually, I think it's easier to get into than XCOM. They have the same types of features, same kinds of feels. I mean, there's still, attack, cover, Overwatch, full defense, so on and so forth. There's multiple different types of classes. And here you actually, unlike XCOM in Depth of Extinction, you get to choose your class. You actually get to spend like a skill point that you get from leveling up towards a class. So you actually can premise someone, or even, just if you need a sniper, make a sniper. Actually, I think it's a very fitting feature. Actually, I thought it was going to be a little weird because I'm like, oh well, some of the joy was seeing what a new squad mate was going to develop into. But I actually do like this. It's nice to have far more control over your soldiers. It's a really well done strategy game, in all honesty. Like I said, this is a game that's not for the faint of heart. It definitely doesn't pull punches. It throws you to the fire instantly. But the action is quick, it's fast, and I think it's fair, ultimately. I didn't have, like, when I was doing the beta, I kind of had a few moments where I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I didn't really agree with that. I had a few bugs, a few misclicks, and things like that. Like, when I was doing the release version, there was one or two minor bugs, like the guy kept on, like, crouching when he wasn't supposed to crouch, but nothing that was game-breaking, nothing that caused me to kill someone, or miss a kill, or fail a mission, anything like that. So far, I've been having a hard time finding much of anything wrong with it, so I think it's definitely worth the price tag it has on it right now. I think right now it's currently going for about $10, and I think that's good. I think that's a pretty fitting price tag for this. I'd recommend this game. Anyone who definitely likes XCOM, anyone who likes turn-based strategy, and maybe anyone who kind of likes the FTL kind of roguelike punishment type of crowd, because it fulfills all of that. It feels like a quick turn-based strategy game, if that makes sense at all. Everything seems to happen quickly, seems to happen fast. The abilities seem to, speed things along. So, hey, I think a lot of people would like this game and probably would like to check it out. So, I'm super happy to keep covering this game. Like I said, go check it out on our channel, which is The Addicted to Loot YouTube. Addicted to Loot on YouTube, if I can get my words right. Now, second game I'm going to go into, strangely enough, another strategy game. This one is from Plywood Projects APS, the little company out in Copenhagen, Denmark. This is going to be, follow me here, don't sign off too quick. It is a turn-based, real-time, tabletop strategy game. I know that sounds weird. I know that sounds completely out of the park. I know you're saying, how the hell is this even going to work? Trust me, it works. War Tile is a game that it's hex-spaced, like a tabletop. You actually have tile soldiers that you actually move around on a board. Like, if you click and drag, you move them a certain amount of space, they attack, they defend, they have abilities. It's also part deck builder, too. There's not much this game doesn't really do. Now, the mixture between the real-time strategy and the turn-based strategy works like this. So, yes, you're on a board. As you move a player, or you move a character, he has kind of like a cooldown bar. That cooldown bar goes around his character piece, and you can't move again and or attack again until that cooldown bar is completed. It's kind of like, oh, you made a move, wait your turn kind of thing. But it happens in real time. So if you're sitting there thinking about what you want to do next, the computer's already moving. They're already strategizing. It's going. There's no pause button. You can kind of slow down time for a couple seconds if you really need it. But, yeah, this game, I don't know, I actually feel like it's a little bit more real-time strategy than it is turn-based, but I can see how it's turn-based in the sense that there is a cooldown, there is kind of like set time frames in which you can move your guys and things like that. But I really enjoy this game. It is a really fun, well-done strategy game. The artwork alone, I think, would be enough to drive people to it, because it looks, honest to God, like a board. It is, or a tabletop. It is super great. It seems like someone in their garage or basement just spent months making the perfect, tabletop game, like, out of whatever you can find. This game has literally verticality to it. The maps have different levels. Like, you can go indoors, you can go out of doors. There's objectives in each map. It's a really interesting game. The combat was super intense. There actually, surprisingly, is a good layer of strategy to this game. specifically around the combat, because there's multiple types of characters. I mean, you have just standard sword and shield, you have polearm people, archers, and like berserkers, heavy weapon wielders, and all that fun stuff. This game, if I haven't said it already, is based on Vikings. You actually are leading like a Viking war party, is kind of where your pieces come from. Now, like, you know, just for an example, there is flanking, so if you have two figurines that are flanking another character, the person who does not have the attention of the opposing character gets an attack buff or the chance to hit buff. If you're on higher ground compared to the person you're attacking, then you get a defensive buff. And there's even, I guess I should say, the polearms actually can attack from 2 spaces away, so then you have to think about, okay, they're super light, they're super fragile, but I can position them out of the way, out of harm's way, a little bit further out. Then again, even with the archers work even better. They're even further out, but they require line of sight. So there's a lot of things to think about on the fly with this game. You need to position, like, if I move my tank over here, I can make sure that they can't get them the rest of my group. I can bottleneck them out, and then my archer can shoot them from a distance, while my polearm might be able to reach over this obstacle and attack them. But then, at the same time, the computer will loop around you, and you're like, oh crap, my archer's gonna instantly die here. It's, like I said, it's a game that I think will test even the most seasoned strategy goer. I would definitely recommend this to a lot of people. The deck building allows the characters themselves to evolve to gain new abilities. It also allows you as like the omnipotent god to have special abilities that you unlock either through quests, kind of like storyline stuff, or by completing objectives, and you can actually get, you know, kind of like spells, deployables, things like that. You can get a heal, bear traps, poison bombs, so on and so forth. And there's even like equipment slot. Oh, and that's the other thing. One of my favorite spots about this game is the equipment. The fact that as you loot, as you gain gear, you can drag your tile up, and then every time you change one of the pieces of equipment or pieces of armor, your figurine changes to match the fact that you just gave them a new piece of armor. I can't tell you how much joy games that give me like accurate real-time visual changes from when I equip something new. Oh my god, that's like, I don't know, for me personally as a gamer, that's always been one of my top favorite features of a game, and games can actually do that. I hate the fact that, oh, I just got this brand new amazing Sword of Truth, and then all of a sudden it's like, I still am wielding the same like wooden looking sword that I've always been wielding. I don't know, that just bugs me. It's I don't know, kind of like a gaming taboo for me personally. It won't stop me from playing games, I just dislike it when it happens, especially when it makes sense for the game, like any type of RPG, things like that. But anyway, I digress. This game does allow you to customize real time and actually provide visuals. The other cool thing is that the visuals translate to your opposing figurines. So if your enemy has a guy that has the same mask as you, and you go, oh, I know that mask allows you to summon zombies when you get hit. You can think, oh crap, how am I going to strategize on this? Because I really just need to melt this guy quickly so that he doesn't spawn that many zombies. So it's really cool. There's a lot of layers to this game. It is really incredible. Definitely would recommend this to anyone who's out. It's available on Steam right now. I am doing a Let's Play on it. So if you want to check out a little bit more of the game, you can go to, once again, Addicted to Loot on YouTube. Check out the Let's Plays. Join me for it. I might actually live stream some of these if there's enough interest. Please let me know if anyone out there would like to see these in more depth and anything else. And that actually is everything that I have for this week. I'm sorry, it's an extremely short podcast this week, and then kind of a super rush podcast this week, but I really want to get this stuff out. I really want to talk about these things while it's fresh on my mind and everything else. So, with that, unfortunately, I feel like this is a nice balance to the 3-hour marathon E3 episode we had last week. But, with that, I have been Atomic Zero of Addicted to Loot. You can get everything about Addicted to Loot at addictedtoloot.com. You can get links to our Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, as well as links to the audio versions of this on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and now Google Music. That's a brand new feature that we just brought on. So now we have 4 different areas where you can listen to our audio version of this podcast. You can get access to our group email, which is addictedtoloot at gmail.com. Our group Twitter, which is at addicted2loot. That is the number 2. My personal Twitter is at ATL_Tomic0 if you want to come hang out, chat with me, or drop me a line. And Tom's is at TOMALITY. Like I said, he unfortunately couldn't join us this week. Hopefully he will be back next week. And definitely we will have a much better, much longer podcast next week. Get back to the addicted to lootiness that you have all come to enjoy. But until then, keep it. Waiting for next week. Catch you later, y'all.